Hi everyone, this is Sugar. I'm Gary Walker, SLB Horses. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some things you could do with a young horse. A little bit of background on her. She's 9 months old, little filly, and except for when she was born and had a little bit of handling at that point, she's really just been with her mom. We separated them yesterday. She's 9 months old. She's actually still nursing, so today is her first day of no nursing, and she is very wound up. We put her at a new place last night, brought her over here. I'm starting to work with her today. I'm pretty impressed with her because when I first put her in this stall, she was really wound up. Word of caution, anytime you're in a concealed space, a small space, whether it's a trailer, a barn, a stall, you've got to be very, very careful, especially when you've only got one arm. But I'm really impressed with her. In 30 minutes, I've taken her from very spooled up, could not touch her at all, turning her butt towards me, sweating, to all of a sudden now, in just 30 minutes, she's doing such a great job with calming down, getting used to me, getting used to what I'm doing. A couple of things. Touch is really important, your hand to them, but also use different textured things. I like using a halter because they're going to have to get used to a halter anyway. So I just kind of want to show you some of the techniques that I'm using with her that has actually gone really well for her. But first thing is, when you're working around them and they're young and they're skittish, your movement has to be very deliberate. No sudden movements, no screaming, no yelling. You want them to concentrate on what you're doing. You want them to pay attention to you. And another thing too, people talk about pressure release. It is very important, but there's all kinds of pressure. I can be pulling on a lead rope and trying to get them into a trail and then release when they take that step. Or I can pressure her just by advancing to her. I watch her body language and then take the pressure off by backing away. So she's been standing here for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. Remember, anything you teach on one side, you need to teach on the other side, okay? So, hi, Sugar. What you doing, pretty girl? Remember to halter. Let him smell it, let him see it. So this is a horse that 30 minutes ago you could not touch. And now all of a sudden, she's actually calm. She's allowing me to touch her. Careful of the back end. Okay, I'm taking the pressure off of her. Now I'm going to put it back on. You okay? Watch their body language. What are their lips doing? What are their ears doing? See, she's turning into me. She actually is gravitating toward my touch. This is a good thing. See, I'll take the pressure off. Ultimately, you want them to come to you instead of me advancing on them. Come on, Sugar. Come on, pretty girl. There you go. Yay. Good girl. Girl. When you're touching them, you need to get them used to being touched everywhere. But you can't do it all at once. You don't want to flood them with everything. What you want to do is ease them into it. She hasn't had a lot of touch to her. So this is the reason why I've taken it slow. Again, watch the back end. She's young. So I'm pressuring her again. There you go, Mo. Yeah. There you go. Pretty girl. Pressure off. By giving her space, giving her a couple of minutes, you're kind of letting her digest what's going on. Is he here to hurt me? Is this a good thing? Is this something I need to be afraid of? Or is this something that I shouldn't be afraid of? So give her a minute. Give her time. She's looking, her ears are constantly moving. Watch her lips. Also watch how she's standing. Is she shifting her weight? Is she moving back and forth? Is she really, really jumpy? Is she quivering? Got to pay attention to the signals that they're sending you. There you go. What you doing, Sugar? This is a good thing. She's turning into me. She's looking at it. And she's stepping into me. It's a pretty good thing. I'm pretty girl. I chose to put her in this confined space because I felt like she could do better in this space rather than a big open space that gives her the ability to move around. I'm not coming into her from the back end. I'm coming into her from the front end. Giving her her space. Pressuring her, but not over pressuring her. There you go. I have a little bit of grain in here for her that I was letting her eat out of my hand. That's also one of the ways I got her to touch me, was letting her eat out of my hand and her lips touching my hand. Because ultimately that's really what you want to do. You want to touch them so that you can connect, so that they can understand, oh, this isn't so scary. So you got to come up with ways to get to that point. Make them be able to know, oh, this isn't so bad. I don't care if you only touch them for a second. Once they get used to the touch, most of the time they will gravitate towards it. You just got to take your time with it. Here. Here you go, sugar. Sugar. Come here, mama. Also, I like to sing to them, whistle, make kind of funny noises to them. They are very curious. I always know I'm getting to them because they're moving their ears all over the place. Now, for today, ultimately, I'm going to get this halter on her. I need to move her from where she's at to another pin, but I want to do it with the halter. After the halter's on, then we'll have to do leading, pressure release on the leading thing. That will start here in the pen. Once she gets used to that, then we'll actually move her. Yeah, good girl. Also, when you're touching, especially young ones like this, when you're touching them, one thing that's a really good thing to do is when you're touching their neck, what you want to do is you want to stroke them from front to back at about the same rate that their heart is. Because their mothers, when they're little, they lick them just like this when they're born. And this is a really good method to connect. It's something they're used to, something that they know. It's soothing. Sugar. I'm gonna have to take this grain out of here. It's taking her attention off of me. Okay, so that's kind of the lesson for now, is the way that you're touching. Use some tools that got different textures, different colors. Also, take your time. Watch their body. Apply the pressure, but then take the pressure off. See how she's adjusting. Every horse has got a breaking point. It's no different than our children. You know, you can flood them with all this math, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, man, I'm done. I'm really done with math. Well, horses get the same way. So you just can't keep pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. You've got to look for their signs that they're kind of tapped out. So for now, I'm going to let her set for a while. We'll come back, kind of start over again, and we'll get this halter back on her. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Happy trails.